This is a message for Camden Simmons in particular, though I have no doubt there will be others who view this. Several years ago I began working alongside a man called Alistair Sterling, who introduced me to a person you know very well, Alphonse Eustache. With that, I became embroiled in a world of deceit, lies and murder. At least that was until you killed Eustache. It was at this point I met someone who changed me. Her name was Janet Core. She loved you, and you loved her. I know that much. You knew your life would never be safe and gave her up to keep her out of harm's way. Unfortunately, that was never to be the case. Last year, new orders came in from Sterling to blackmail you by murdering the woman you and I both loved. Janet had to die, and so she did, never knowing I was responsible and that you were alive. So I set about plotting my revenge, playing Sterling, you and everyone else. Quickly I discovered a man who called himself Atlas was the one pulling all the strings. It was then you shot Charles Jenkins. You left him in a hospital, Simmons, where Atlas managed to capture him. I began an ambitious plot to rescue him, which succeeded, and I left him with this tape and sent him to you, along with all my information on Atlas. Now I have to sit back and await my fate. I have made mistakes, and for those I am truly sorry. Good luck, and thank you.
Everything Reynolds was working on, it's right here. He rescued Jenkins from Atlas and sent him to us. Reynolds died trying to save us.
That doesn't make what he did disappear. He still set us up for all this. Jenkins, anything you can remember? Anything at all?
Not really. The last thing I remember was when you shot me.
It wasn't like I had a choice.
Evidently.
Let's go through all of this.
You look like hell, Peter. So, how did it go?
Fine.
I'll be honest with you, Peter. I've heard some rumours, you see. Why? Why complicate things?
I can clean this up.
No, you'll do nothing more unless I command it. I run this club, although you seem to forget that.
I'm well aware. I had no choice.
You killed a British agent, Peter. Do you have any idea how much this will cost to keep under wraps?
Cost?
Yes, cost. This is a global business, and I will not have it ruined by your type. I was warned never to trust people with no ties, no morals. I was prepared to make an exception due to your unique position. We all know you like to play both sides. The question is, are you of any more use to either? It's a shame. You've experienced so much. You'll never be able to open your eyes and see the bigger picture.
You've never stepped out there. You've no idea, have you? I've seen things you could never understand.
I don't doubt it. But this is not the type of business I ever intended to create.
Adapt or die. That's the only way to stay alive.
There are other ways.
There were other ways.
I could never sell my dignity. This is my legacy.
There's blood on your hands, whether you pull the trigger or not.
That may be my burden. But at least I've got a future. You've got nothing. No one.
We might have enough to take the fight 2 hours.
We don't even know where he is.
So, Reynolds was working on something before he died. A way to find Atlas.
Here, look at this. He's been tracking Atlas's movements.
Excellent. If we can cross-reference this against the map, we may find out where Atlas is heading next. Now, Jenkins, can you go through those employee records to see if there's any match between them and Atlas's shadow companies? I'll get you some clean clothes as well. Simmons, I'll go through this weapons data, and you look over these contacts and associates and mark anything you know about them, dead or alive.
Right there. It has to be. An old aircraft hangar an hour east of here.
What's happening there?
From what I can tell through these contractor records here, there's a crucial deal going down tomorrow morning at 9 AM with a representative from Weapon Export Systems. It's a company with links to militant activity and other violent separatist groups. The CEO is a man named Malcolm Abbott, an American businessman. Moved to Saudi Arabia 6 years ago.
He's been doing deals under the table with the nearby regimes. And from what we've gathered, he's not too security conscious. Fancies himself as a bit of an untouchable.
If we can intercept the transport, it'll make access to the hangar a lot easier. We'll be able to bypass security.
I'm sure it's all very clear to us that since there are only 4 people here, we need to avoid a direct confrontation at all costs.
So we need to be ready for anything Atlas can throw at us.
Moseley, I think you've made your intentions quite clear.
Sorry to disturb you, Simmons, but I couldn't sleep.
That makes 2 of us.
No, I think Jenkins is the only one sleeping. Mind you, after all he's been through today, it's not surprising. Simmons, if you don't mind me asking, what's on your mind at the moment?
What?
Well, it seems quite clear to me. You're not your normal self. Do you remember all that while ago in Italy when I told you that the assertive, headstrong Simmons had disappeared? Well, it's only now that I realise that it's that Simmons we need to defeat Atlas. You and I, we've been through so much. The Estage conflict, all this Atlas business. We're survivors, Simmons. We hold on and we keep fighting.
The only thing I've got left to fight for, Burbank, is the truth. When I gave Janet up after I killed Estage, I had no idea how much of a monumental mistake I was making. Until it was too late. Any chance I had of a normal life died with her.
Sorry for what we did to Janet. I was disillusioned and manipulated, and while that's no excuse, I really was blind. I wanted revenge because you were the one person who represented the loss of my livelihood and business. But now I realise that you too were just a puppet being played.
And here we are, still being played. I can't escape the feeling that we've overlooked something with this hangar, that we're about to make a huge mistake in the assault.
Maybe you're right, Simmons. But sometimes we have to make mistakes to see what lies ahead. Good night, Simmons.
I'm not sure. We're about to take on someone who's been playing us for years. Someone who's destroyed my past and my future.
Well, sometimes it takes moments of great magnitude to find out who we truly are, Simmons. Today, you get a second chance to take back everything you've lost. As much as I hate to admit it, it's been good working together, Simmons. Hopefully we'll come out of this alive.